I mean, there are basically two ways of addressing the challenges related to water scarcity, and one is the sort of traditional supply side management that we, the water sector, have been quite keen to do, and of course there are still a number of options there around how we can increase the supply, both when it comes to transporting water longer distances in pipes, etc., but also on the desalination side. Both of them are viable options in particular regions where the opportunities do exist, where they have the resources, both economically and when it comes to energy. But for the most part of the region, I think we need to look at the demand side of the solution, so how to reduce the demand. So there are a number of areas where we can act already today and where we would save both water and energy. One of the issues that we, the water sector, have been quite poor in, that is to describe the relationship between water and the economy and the effects of water scarcity might have on the wider economy. We need to understand the implications from an economic perspective, and I think that will also in itself lead to an increasing interest by other kind of decision makers within government. And to do that, I think one very important instrument could be to help the government to establish a multi-stakeholder platform where we also can ensure that the private sector, the big water users, are sitting around the table. We need to make sure that the private sector, together with civil society, NGO, etc., are sitting there. But by and large, I think the private sector, when it comes to the big water users, have been absent from that discussion, and we need to make sure that they get involved. As water professionals have had a tendency to look at the world from a water lens. And I think we do need to broaden our perspectives and realize that everything is not only around water, and everything cannot be resolved by looking at it only from a water perspective. So the broader aspects of sustainability in general needs to be addressed. And I think there is a role for leaders to address this sort of intersectoral dimension of sustainability, where we need to look upon the opportunities and the synergies when different sectors actually work together. I think we need to have leaders that can grasp that complexity of how to manage different natural resources and how to address the constraints that emerge in different resources. So all in all, much more integrated solutions, and we need leaders that can understand that complexity and find these kind of solutions that address a much broader aspect of sustainable development.